Yeah, good morning, everybody. If you can hear me, please type a yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you, sir.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning,
Morning,
sir.
sir.
Good
Good morning,
morning.
sir.
Good
Good morning.
morning. Morning.
How was
Good
your
morning,
weekend?
sir.
Our weekend was great. And how about yours, man?
It was fine, sir. It was fine. Thank you, sir.
Thank God. All right, it's a brand new week. Today is the 6th of May, 2024. Morning, sir. Good morning, everyone typing in the chat box. Thank you. Good morning. Mr. John, Jude, Mamodu Bolan. Good morning to everyone. I won't be able to mention all the names, but I appreciate you all. Good morning. All right, so we had our NFP on Friday. Yeah, it didn't go as planned, but then it was not really the wrong trade was not triggered. And I was checking through the comments. Quite a number of us, when I asked us to reverse the trade to buy, many of the people, I don't know if some of them are there anyway, but I believe some should be there. People took the other trade, as in turned around to take a buy on AED USD, and I saw quite a number of profits, and that really gladdened my heart. Some made $80, $40, $20. Some posted $3, but by and large, money was made. Yeah, it may not be as much as, but then even the profit you make actually is a function of your trading capital. So I believe for those who made all those profits, it's still something because $80 in Nigeria now is no small money. That's about, if you want to look at it at a flat rate of 1,000 naira to a dollar, that's an average of 80,000 naira. That is somebody's salary that person made within a few minutes. You understand? Even the person that made $20, it's still good money. That's about 20K, which is good. So either ways, it was still a win-win. Now we'll still keep having these live sessions, like we said, NFP, CPI, and definitely we'll be getting better as we go by. The first two sessions were a bomb. This one didn't go as expected, but still not a loss. It was still profitable and definitely will improve as time goes on. So it's a new week again with new opportunities. The forex market, like I always say, there will always be another trade, another day. So you don't keep on holding on to one trade forever. If a trade is not going as planned, maybe sometimes you have to get out of it and wait for the next one because the opportunities are always there in this market. All right, so that being said, let's look at what we have for this week. This week, there are a lot of fundamental events again, which we can look at. Like today being Monday, there is a bank holiday from Japan and a bank holiday in the United Kingdom. But then by 1:25 p.m., we have the SMB chairman, Jordan, who will be giving a speech from Switzerland. It's not going to be tradable, it's a speech. So there's nothing like a forecast or actual being expected. But then generally, as a trader, it means we need to also take caution around trading the CHF pair in the afternoon today. And tomorrow, Tuesday, early in the morning by 5:30 a.m., there's going to be the cash rate or otherwise called interest rate from Australia. And this will happen by 5:30. So we have cash rate, RBA monetary policy statement. That's the Reserve Bank of Australia monetary policy statement and RBA rate statement. By 6:30 a.m., there'll be RBA press conference, and that's actually going to be a lot of volatility on all the AUD pairs, the Australian dollar pairs, be it AUD USD, AUD JPY, AUD CAD, Euro AUD, and so on like that. So we should take note of that. Volatility is expected on this instrument by tomorrow morning. And there's construction PMI and IV PMI from United Kingdom and Canada, respectively, also tomorrow. Wednesday is as good as no news on Wednesday like that. We have a French bank holiday, and from the United States, we have the 10-year bond auction. And that'll be 6 p.m. So it's as good as there's no trade, during the day. So for day traders, there's opportunity to trade technically on Wednesday without being bothered about the news. And on Thursday, the important news on Thursday, we have the Bank of England monetary policy reports, monetary policy summary, MPC official bank rate votes, and official bank rate. So, there's going to be interest rate generally this week, at least we've seen one from Australia, the other one from the United Kingdom. The one from the UK will happen by 12 p.m. on Thursday. Okay, Peacemaker is saying he or she can't hear me. So I don't know. Can we all hear what I'm saying loud and clear so that I can respond to Peacemaker?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Yes, sir, we
All
can
right.
hear you clearly.
Thank you, sir.
Very
Thanks,
clear.
everyone. All right. So Peacemaker, kindly check your device. Kindly check your device, log out, and log in again. All right. So I responded to Peacemaker. So we have interest rates. It's interesting, like I always say, some countries call it cash rate, some call it bank rates. It's still the same thing. So it's still the same thing. Just a second. It's still the same thing. So let's just take note of that. And that's the important news on Thursday. And by 1:30 p.m., there'll be unemployment claims. That could move the dollar. That's from the United States. We could have some volatility on the dollar by 1:30 p.m. on Thursday. Let's just take note. We can mark it in our calendar. And on Friday, there'll be GDP, gross domestic product, early in the morning by 7 a.m. That is going to be tradable. So take note, GDP and prelim GDP by 7 a.m. from the United Kingdom on Friday morning. And by 1:30 p.m. on Friday, there'll be employment change and unemployment rate. Now, that is Canada's version of NFP. Usually, or let me say in some instances, it comes out same day as the American NFP. But sometimes, the date changes. It changes. So this time around means that last week Friday, it did not hold, but then it's holding this Friday. So there's expected volatility on the card pairs by 1:30 p.m. on Friday this week. And I tell you, it's going to be volatile. So you can watch out. There'll be tradable opportunities on the card by Friday, 1:30 p.m. Then 3 p.m., prelim consumer sentiment and prelim inflation expectations on the United States dollar. So those are just roughly the important news to look out for this week. And that being said, let's look at what we have in our weekly market outlook. Now, I've given you the important fundamental, events to look out for. But then technically, we have some setup that will really, work out into profitable trading opportunities in the course of this week. And I've taken my time as usual to look at these pairs and share them with us so that we can have a lot of tradable opportunities technically, as the week evolves. Now, I'm going to share this with us. Now, please take note, I'll still make the PDF available, but then the result of last week weekly outlook was about 1,800 pips. I shared this with us on the WhatsApp. Not really all of them. Sorry for that. Not really all the groups, for some selected groups, I share the results of the weekly market outlook. Just take advantage of this, opportunity to plan your trade and, make profit from the market. The market is always moving. The question is how to get into it. And we have simplified it for you so that you can take advantage of the movement in the market to make a lot of profit. Now, the first instrument. Hello. Please, let's mute our device as we're joining this class so that we don't cause any distraction. All right, so the first instrument I'll be looking at today is the dollar index. Now, I remember on Friday when the NFP was released, at the point when, I said people should reverse and start buying the Australian dollar. And somebody was now saying, when I said it already got to resistance level, I had some people chatting in the box that, can we start selling? Please, don't always be trigger happy when trading Forex. Trade because there's a reason to, and I remember when people were asking, initially I was quiet. I didn't say anything because we were meant to follow instructions. We are giving you a guide. When you go on tourism and you go to an unfamiliar place, you have a tour guide. The tour guide tells you, go this way, go that way. That's what we do here. So when we say reverse from a sell trade to a buy trade, fine, take it. Now, at the point we now said, price has hit resistance level, close and take profit. And somebody asking, can I start selling again? No, it doesn't work that way. If there's no reason to sell, you don't sell. Because I know eventually the reason to sell will still come, but it wasn't at that instance. So the mere fact that the news didn't go as expected, we expected a bullish move on the dollar, rather it went bearish. It doesn't mean that there will still not be trading opportunities later. See, let me just give you this free info. On NFP day, there will be massive movement. And I tell you that the following week after NFP, there will still be massive movements in the market. So peradventure you miss the NFP on Friday, just relax. There will be a lot of move this week because the fallout of the effect of the NFP will still be in the market. It does not end that day. It will still happen, as in the effect will still run the better part of the following week. So if you missed NFP on Friday, calm down. There's still opportunity to trade this week. So now the dollar index is what I'm looking at first of all. And this is the dollar index on the daily time frame. Yes, the news came out to favor the dollar. I mean, sorry, not to favor the dollar, and we saw a bearish movement. But then the dollar index price came to hit a resistance turned support on the daily time frame. So, and it closed as a rejection candle on that resistance turned support, which means technically we expect a bullish movement on the dollar this week. So that being said, if I flip down to 1 hour time frame, this is what I'm seeing on the dollar. I'm seeing an inverse head and shoulder, which will lead to a bullish breakout on the 1 hour time frame. So I can just add a trend line in front at the back as a confirmation of a falling wedge pattern. So on the daily time frame, we have a support turn resistance, sorry, a resistance turn support rather, a resistance turn support, a rejection candle, both on the daily and on the 1 hour, an inverse head and shoulder pattern, and a falling wedge. 4 reasons why we believe this is going to buy today. So get ready for a bullish movement on the dollar this week. Now, for some of the analysis I'll do today, I'll give us specific entry points. So just relax. I'll give you a pending order for them. Since the dollar is bullish, does it mean that US 100 will go bearish? US 100 will go, always goes in the direction of the dollar. They are, positively correlated. So if the dollar is bullish, US 100 will also be bullish. So I just responded to someone that asked a question. That's a Paul Iwenjiwe. Pardon me if I didn't pronounce the name well. All right, so I'm bullish on the dollar index. And next I'm looking at is the USDJPY. So if I'm bullish on the dollar index, the USDJPY is equally bullish because on the daily time frame, we have price closing on this trend line. It's an uptrend on the daily time frame. And the last week Friday candle equally closed as a rejection candle. So technically, we expect a bullish movement on the USDJPY. And if I flip down to 1 hour, I have a falling wedge pattern and an inverse head and shoulder pattern, which is equally lead to a bullish breakout. So I'm expecting a bullish movement on the USDJPY, just like I'm expecting on the dollar index. And the same thing also on the USD CAD. You can see that majority of the dollar pairs where the dollar is the base currency, they are bullish. For the USD CAD on the daily time frame, price hits a trend line right here. From the third time, a bullish bounce, fourth time, bullish bounce, fifth time, we expect a bullish bounce again. Not only that, last week Friday candle closed as a rejection candle, which also means we're expecting a bullish bounce. 2 reasons to look for a buy. Third reason is that price closed at a support level. Third reason to look for a bullish bounce on the daily time frame. And if we zoom down to 1 hour, on 1 hour also, we're seeing the formation of an inverse head and shoulder, which will lead to a breakout. So finally, I can still draw a trend line just to, because the pattern is there. So it's not It's not just for formality's sake. You can see a falling wedge pattern. So about 5 reasons why I'm looking for a bullish breakout on USD CAD. So I'm bullish on USD CAD. So I'm bullish on the dollar index. I'm bullish on the USD I'm bullish on USD CAD. All of them having similar, bullish patterns. And the next instrument I want to check, excuse me, is the GBP USD. Now, the GBP USD, I'm bearish on this one, and these are my reasons. Number one is that price hits a descending trend line on the daily time frame, and price also closed as a rejection candle on Friday, both meaning that I expect a bearish continuation on the USD CAD. So generally, if the dollar is bullish, then the anti-dollar pairs like the GBP USD will go bearish. So it's still very much in line. And I can come down to 1 hour, or let's say 4 hour on this one. This one is clearer on the 4 hour. And on the 4 hour time frame, I'm expecting a head and a shoulder pattern and a breakout. I can just go a step further by drawing a trend line here and another one here, giving me a rising wedge. So I'm expecting a bearish breakout, on this one. So I'm bearish on the GBP USD. Also, I'm bearish on the AUD USD. For the AUD USD, now this is one we traded. For those that were asking, should we sell last week? Calm down. We will still sell. Now you can see that price. The reason why I said you should come out of that trade on Friday was because price hit a resistance level on the daily, and we saw some retracement. It actually retraced a little, but that doesn't mean that it was time to sell. So we have a resistance now, and price could still go high. So if you have entered the sell before, as the price is still pushing up, it's not yet time to place a sell that Friday. But then there will be opportunity to place a sell, maybe today price may hit it or tomorrow, but this week it will sell, at least to an extent. So we have a resistance, and we can even make it a bit clearer by emphasizing that it's actually a resistance zone, not really a whole number. I can flip down to 1 hour now. And on 1 hour, what I can see now is that price is going to form something that looks like a double top and break out from there. It could look like a double top on one side, or it could look like a head and shoulder on another side. But ultimately, what I expect is a breakout downwards. And finally, I'll draw my trend line on both sides to give me a rising wedge. And with this, I'm expecting, I can say that price has broken out of the trend line. So let's even look at it more as a head and shoulder. And price has broken out, trying to test the trend line before making a drop. So I'm bearish on the AUD USD for this week. I'm equally bearish on the New Zealand USD. Now, I always say that New Zealand USD is positively correlated to the AUD USD because they go the same direction most of the time. So for the AUD USD, we can see that price hit the trend line on the daily time frame, a descending trend line rather, on the daily time frame. The first time, second time, the third time there was a bounce, and Friday it hit the third time. So we actually expect a bounce again in the bearish direction. And if I flip down to 1 hour, this is what I have. And it looks a lot like what we have on the AUD USD. I can still draw my trend line here and draw a second one. And we have a rising wedge. It may not form a perfect head and shoulder like the other one, but price may test this trend line and we expect a drop from there. So I'm bearish also on the New Zealand USD. So I'm bearish on the New Zealand USD on the 1 hour time frame. And now there are two other instruments I want us to pay attention to this week. I had a setup on gold, but it's like price has broken out, beyond that gold. But then let's still see if there's still going to be a setup on gold. I had a bearish setup last night. Price already hit Fibonacci 38.2 before reversing. But then let's still check if there is still going to be any possibility of a bearish movement on gold. Okay, it's still possible we will have a bearish movement on gold. Now, there's a 1 hour time frame, and we have a descending trend line. And price currently is testing that descending trend line. And let's take flip down to 15 minutes. If this works out as planned, this could be a double top, which may lead to a bearish movement on gold. But then I'll still put an eye on this one. This is a fresh development, So let's keep our fingers crossed. But what this is looking closely to is the formation of a double top, because if the dollar is going bullish, we expect gold to go bearish from all angles. So let's still look out and watch out for this. So if price breaks the neckline, then we can trigger a sell, excuse me, downwards on gold. All right, so these are the major instruments I'm analyzing for this week. There are two other ones, but they are all
Hello,
on
sir.
the higher. Yes.
Please, what point is that neck level?
Which neck level?
For the gold.
Neckline.
Yes.
The neckline is this place.
At 23.08. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, then that'll be all for now. My battery is really running low. So if you have a question, just post it and I'll attend to you in a few minutes before my battery shuts down. So I've analyzed the dollar index, USD.
Please, let's do DJ, sir.
Money, what? I didn't get you.
DJ, sir. DJ.
Okay. Now for the GBP pairs, there might be a short-term bullish but a longer-term bearish movement for the JPY pairs. So please trade them with caution because they can be very volatile, especially this week. Sorry, I'm not finding. Okay, let me just open a fresh page. Okay, I think I've seen it. All right, now for the JPY pairs generally, many of them are having a bearish outlook for this as a long term, but on the short term, bullish. Like you can see now, the current candle, is bouncing off. Oh, sorry, I have to shut down. Please just type your request on the WhatsApp groups. I'll respond to you on the WhatsApp group. My battery is down now. Just type any request you have for analysis. Type it on your WhatsApp group. I'll respond to you.